I don't think Canadian miners have any specific advantage over like miners from the US.
The attributes that Bitcoin has that allows for such a fundamental upgrade in that
everything is in Bitcoin.
We're just to the stage of they'd be like, what are you talking about? You're crazy.
I am the real Al's Lacrosse.
And I think it's going to happen faster because of the network effects on Bitcoin.
Hey everyone, nice to be here on this Bitcoin Magazine webcast with my fellows from BTC Pay server team. This is quite exciting. This is usually as we meet, but now it's broadcasted so everyone can enjoy Nicolas' smile. Look at that smile.
Yes, but I cannot see you, so I'm a bit sad.
Well, man, as a cypherpunk, yeah, you should separate information, right? You can't just reveal completely yourself publicly, right? So
I like mystery.
Well, I don't know. With you, yeah, it would be a shame if you didn't reveal yourself fully, considering you're beautiful and everything else. But let's keep this webcast technical, especially, I don't know how I ended up working with two of you guys with such a splendid hair in a team, but I'm grateful for that. Yeah. Anyways, how shall we take this off? You, Nicolas, want to go first?
Yeah. So I was thinking making a small demo about pool payments and explaining the problem that it's solving. So I think it will be my topic for this talk. So yeah, if you want, I can start. So 1 second, let me share my screen. Tac. Okay, you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's go with that, and then me and Kukks will comment along.
So, it's a small demo. It's on the testnet.demo.btcpayserver.org. I will show you how the pool payments are working. And first, I just want to explain what problem it's basically trying to solve. So, I treated it recently, and I think that it's real shame that in Bitcoin, nobody, lots of hardcore Bitcoiners are not using Bitcoin to get funded, and instead they rely on Patreon. And I think it's really a shame. I think it's a proof that that Bitcoin failed in this specific area of pool payment. So typically, why people are using Patreon? Some people are to get funded. Some people are saying that it's because they don't want to spend their Bitcoin. I think it's bullshit. I think the main reason why people are using Patreon is that when you want a stable income from your patron, you don't want them to forget. You don't want to remind them every month, oh, can you give me some money? Can you give me some money? You want to be able to pull the money directly from them, and the donator basically wants, the patron wants the ability to stop the payment wherever they want. And that's something that Bitcoin doesn't offer at the moment, and I think it's a real shame. And I think it's also the kind of use case that is especially good for Lightning, but for some reason has not been very much developed. There has been some attempts, like Joule with the allowance system. There is some attempts being made. I think it's on the way. So I will talk about the way I try to solve it via BTC Pay.
We still just start presenting. Can you reset that zoom on the web page? It's on 90%. No, on the browser. Like,
what do you want?
Up there in address bar, testnet, go up there and out right, all the way right.
Yep.
More, 90%, man.
What do you want?
To
here?
Zoom in web page.
Okay, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Like this?
Yeah, exactly. Like.
Okay.
Like.
So pool payment can be used for lots of things. Like one way is to emulate kind of what Patreon is doing. Like you give the ability to somebody to pull money out of your wallet automatically. But in BTC Pay, we don't do entirely automatically. We still give the user the ability to manually accept it. But it's also very useful, for example, when you want to pay a freelancer. So imagine that a freelancer is doing some kind of work. You don't want the freelancer, every time that the freelancer is billing 1 hour, you don't want to make one invoice. So the way people are doing it in general is at the end of the month that they create an invoice and they deal with it. But it's also very inconvenient. So if some of you have been freelancer and used some kind of platform like Upwork, for example, it's very convenient because as a patron, you can just hire a freelance, and the freelance is doing some work. And when the freelance wants to pull money out of your card, he can do it. And if you want to stop giving him money, you can also do it. And you can put some kind of limit on how much they can take from your wallet. So I think it's kind of the use case that pool payment try to accommodate. So, and the demo I want to show you is, so on the top you have Alice, on the bottom you have Bob, and let's imagine that Alice is a big fan of Bob and want to fund Bob, like for example, a monthly amount of like 0.1 Bitcoin every month, for example. How does it work? So the way it's working is that, so I've been in Alice wallet, so it's a testnet wallet. She will go to pool payments and create a new pool payments. And so the UI of the pool payments is not complete yet, but on our API, you can, for example, say, I allow a pool payment to be reset every month, so that you can get this kind of recurring payments. Sadly, right now in the UI, it doesn't show, but our API that maybe Kukks will talk to you about, it's supporting it. So like right now, let's say I would call like support found for Bob. And I want to support fund for Bob. I want, for example, I don't know, 0.2 BTC. So I create my pool payments, and just imagine that you can set it up for resetting every month, so that you have this kind of recurring payments. So I created my pool payment request, and when you see a pool payment request, you can go to view here, this link, and you have a page that you can share with Bob, where Bob can pull out the money as fast as he wants. So let's say, imagine that Bob want to get, for example, 0.05 Bitcoin. So how does it work? Bob will go to his wallet. So he will generate a new Bitcoin address, copy the address, and go to the pool payment page that Alice give to him. So let's open it here. And here he can just copy his address, say, okay, I want 0.505 Bitcoin, claim now. And when he's doing this, he's like making a claim to Alice, oh, can you please send me 0.05 Bitcoin? So you can see it's waiting for approval here. But imagine that he's doing some other work, he's a freelance or whatever. He's doing other work and he say, okay, I work a little bit more. I want that you pay me 0.02 Bitcoin more. So now you have like 2 claims that are awaiting for payments. How does it look like on Alice's side? So on Alice's side, you will see that there is this nice notifications showing that, oh, something is happening, and there is 2 payouts waiting for approval. So you can click here if you want to see it, and you see that you have 2 payouts to process. So it's 0.02 Bitcoin and 0.05 Bitcoin to send to Bob. So imagine that you have a bunch of freelancers. You might have a lot of freelancers or lots of people that you want to support. You will see all the different pool payouts that you can pay here. And when Alice wants to pay, she just has to go to this page, click on here, like select them all, and say, okay, I want to pay it all. So confirm select payouts. And then she just checks the transaction. So she say, okay, I want to pay like 10 Satoshi per byte. You never know. Testnet is full. So I want to sign with my hot wallets. And just like this, basically, like she's paying all the payout that we're waiting in one single transaction. So broadcast. The transaction is broadcast. And now if we refresh this page, you can see that the payout is in progress because the transaction is not confirmed. And Bob received this the transaction is his wallet directly here.
Yeah,
so,
nice. I mean, man, to me, it's kind of like we haven't in there because like it's pretty useful.
Yeah, so hot wallet is pretty good. And I want to also, so one future feature that we will allow. So like what I demo you is like the hot wallet. In this case, Alice had to manually approve all payouts. We will do that for now by default, but in the future we want to be able to automatically send like maybe for example every day, like at the end of the day, like Alice the hot wallet of Alice will automatically pay all the payout at once. So that's the kind of things we want to do. Those pool payment, like I said, you can reset it. So like if I go in Alice side, if I go to Alice side in pool payment page, you can see the state of the pool payments. Like there is 0.07 that has been paid. I just want to show you something real quick. Imagine that Bob is making another claim. Here, so I go to the pool payments, super for Bob. So imagine Bob is doing a little request. Now I refresh, and you can see on this bar, like in orange, you can see Alice can see the what she need to approve. In green, she can see what has been already paid, and in gray is what Bob can still pull out. And basically, if you are using like a recurrent pull payment, like every month, this will reset back to start. So yeah, that's about it, what I wanted to present. And yeah, I think there is lots of things to be done, like that will have fun. So one thing that we want to add for pull payments is like right now the UX right now sucks a little bit. So later we want to allow the user to select Bob to select on what kind of payment he wants to be paid in. For example, he can put a Lightning invoice directly, so he can get paid with Lightning instead of Bitcoin directly. This kind of improvements. There is like some contributor like Destruct is trying to redesign this kind of page. I think it will looks way more beautiful in like 2 or 3 next release. So yeah, like we are waiting for feedback. So people using it, and I think there is lots of potential, and we just need people to get used to this UX, I think.
Yeah, I would definitely encourage
Yeah, and
people to give it a try. Go, Kukks.
yeah, and I think it's actually improving slowly as well. In the next version, I'm hoping to add in the feature to auto approve payouts. So that's one less step. And after that feature comes in, we'll be able to basically, like as Nicolas said, if you have a health wallet configured, it will just send out the transactions automatically. And one feature to add on top of that, like leveling that up a bit more, is to integrate it with our PayJoin support as well, so that eventually a user will end up basically creating the transaction that will pay the full payment payouts from their own transactions while they're paying the store. So it's like a whole crazy structure going on throughout that.
So like basically what you want to say is like when I created one transaction batching 2 payment to Bob's. Later, like I said, we want, for example, to make every month, or like every day to automatically send the money. Alice want to automatically send the money, but on top of this, we can like batch with inside the PayJoin. So a customer is making a PayJoin with us, and inside the PayJoin, we are batching all the payments that are awaiting. So I think it's pretty powerful, and also it make very smart use of batching in Bitcoin that is used only by exchanges right now. So I think it will be pretty cool. We need to find the right UX for this, but it will be cool.
Yeah. It's also quite efficient as well, right? In general terms, if you're doing this, you're saving yourself a lot of fees.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's quite interesting how we're driving this process of implementation with Nicolas's ideas. BTC Pay server, his brainchild. Just Nicolas, I can't see your camera feed. You're leaving our viewers.
Oh no, normally I'm on the feed right now. Yeah, I need to stop sharing the screen. I did already.
Yeah, but your camera is not on for some reason.
It is. I think.
I don't know, maybe Zoom bug. From here, like I thought that maybe we can take it over to development, like what is currently happening, like where we're at, maybe review some pull requests, give some pointers to the people that maybe want to start joining and developing with us.
But you can make a demo of what you're preparing for people for the next release.
Can you repeat that?
Can you make a demo what you're preparing for people for the next release?
Oh yeah, like I can definitely demo my surprise, but I first thought like you
awesome.
You guys want me to share my screen?
Well, guys, though on my side, I need to go because it's 1 a.m. and 20 minutes right now in Tokyo. So I'm leaving the stream now, but yeah, like there is a awesome Rockstar dev and Kukks that have things to show to you. So
Okay, man. Sleep well then. And
Yeah.
I'll take
yeah,
care of
good
you.
night.
Yeah, good night, man.
Bye.
Yeah.
See
So
ya.
now it's just you and me, Cookie. And a bunch of people watching us on YouTube.
Yep.
Nice. Well, maybe we can show a little bit like the whole process on GitHub. You can talk through some of the pull requests that are waiting on being merged, man, because we have so much stuff just to
Yeah, we
merge,
have quite a
man.
lot at this point, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you can see that there's a few of them which are what Nicolas was talking about around pull payments. Like there's the auto approval happening. There's one to support Lightning. All sorts of random stuff actually at this point. Super useful things as well. One thing that Nicolas didn't even talk about was that the pull payments is actually being used right now for handling BTC Pay server refunds, so that people can actually create refunds for their customers and send back their Bitcoin that they paid, or in all sorts of scenarios like that.
Yeah, I think that one is also pretty good. Like I don't know how many people know about that one because it's quite recent, right?
Yeah, I think it's 1 or 2 versions ago that we introduced it, maybe even just one. But yeah, it came out with the pull payments. So I mean, I think the UX on that is like super useful because it's the UI is kind of simplified even more beyond what pull payments is. So you actually just see this. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, the custom one is actually coming out in the next version, so that's a sneak peek.
Yeah, man. So we can say we want to refund half of Canadian.
Yeah. And over here, you can actually see that it's the same UI that Nicolas was using. So.
Yeah, and I can just send this to customer, and they can claim
Your
it.
Customer, yeah.
This one is pretty nice, man. But let's see what else is coming up. You saw Stripe support. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if that was coming out or not.
No, man, but this guy like X-Base server, like real cypherpunk.
Well, it's Stripe payment, so it's like credit cards, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I see the discussion is quite lively. Pavlonix must be laughing now. It's not on by default. So yeah, I mean, I'm actually quite loving all the velocity increase lately on my end.
Yeah, there's also that one. There's also the one from Mari. Then did you see that one? He added like a keypad view to the point of sale app.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a preview in there or not. There's no preview. That's a shame, but it's basically like a simple keypad application so that you can just have your phone up and you just there's a little bit of a demo there.
Yeah, I think Rodolfo, like NVK, is impacting everybody with calculator design. So it will be proliferation of calculators, man. Like calculators everywhere. So yeah, shout out to him. Yeah, I mean, definitely a lot of exciting stuff coming up. I don't know, for Greenfield, how are things going on that one, man?
Yeah, so actually in the next release, we'll be pushing out a new Invoice Api. So that should be nice. A lot of people will probably be happy with that one. That means you don't need to use our BitPay compatible API anymore and all the nightmares that go alongside that. We've been trying to actually get this going for like a year and a half now, trying to push through, trying to figure out what people actually want from an API. And we've slowly been testing out some small endpoints, like, I don't know, like creating we actually created the payment request APIs, the pull payments APIs as well. getting your stores. Eventually, we'll also have updating your stores with with your wallet and all that stuff. Basically, with the API, we're trying to build like all the functionality that goes to using the BTC Pay website, but through an API, so you can build your own UI completely. So if you wanted to do BTC Pay Server 2 or something like that, you can just hook up to BTC Pay under the hood, and you'll just create your own little white label system. But yeah, in the next release, we're hopefully gonna release the Invoice API. That should be nice. Over there on the screen, you can actually see two pull requests based on the invoices. One of them is to set an email to the Invoice API, and the other one is to basically get like what Bitcoin address the invoice has that you need to pay to, or the Lightning address, or whatever else you're using. Yeah.
Yeah, man, so much stuff. I'm gonna review its model. Code reviews with typos. I mean, on
Yeah, my
my
commits are the best.
yeah, typo reviews, but yeah, on my side, like the big thing that's coming up is this Shopify integration. Finally, there is like a GIF preview, and then if you're like don't want to sit through watching the whole like GIF, you can navigate it in the video and see the whole thing. But I was thinking I can maybe demo it for the people in the audience right now, because and then when it's recorded, the people that want to integrate their Shopify store will also have it on this YouTube webcast. So essentially over there, like all the information that you need in order to integrate is pretty much here. I have this test store opened, like thanks to our anonymous guy from Shopify, because the shop that I opened, they even like banned it, man. I need to bring up if I have my emails. They ask for all the data in order to open the store. It's like, sir, this is required, sir. You can't open a store without us knowing what your social security number is. Maybe you're laundering money by selling, pizzas and stuff. So yeah, the first thing with Shopify is like we need to enable this pay button, and in order to create invoices, that's the thing that you mentioned in the PR. We can potentially look into it, that invoice is created when the Shopify order is placed. But what should we do with retries? That's a good question. Like, do you have any ideas on that? Or
I actually have one idea about this. What we could do, instead of doing an invoice, we could actually create a payment request.
Oh, so
and we could link to that instead of the invoice. Because payments are basically invoices, but they're long-lived. And what you could do here is whatever, and as soon as the customer goes, if the invoice isn't paid on time and you go back to that payment request, it'll generate a new invoice for you. So it'll keep on going that way until it's actually paid. You need to set the currency, so just
let's go Canadian dollars for our man Mike. So
are you gonna move to Canada as well, or what?
Yeah, blame Canada. I don't know, man. You see how awesome it is in US lately, so I'm considering everything. But yeah, that's quite interesting idea. Right now the way that it works, it essentially it creates invoices directly. So when you follow the instructions, you need to enable that pay button. You need to go to Shopify and add your payment method. So if you go in Shopify settings, payments, you will, when you scroll down, like there are manual payments here, and then you can like add a new manual payment method. I already have this one, and I can't change. Like this is a thing that we can't initialize over API. Like I spoke with a person in Shopify that gave me this access.
Yeah, it's probably some security thing.
Yeah, it's like no, blocked. We need your social security number. And then additional scripts. That one is still kind of tricky. I need to explore that one, but essentially, if you go and check out, you scroll all the way down, you need to initialize these additional scripts. And I'm also not sure we can like do this through their Shopify API, but it's just like copy paste.
Yeah.
And you can.
Yeah, I mean, if you're
have,
setting up the payment method by yourself, I mean, you might as well just do it as well, right?
Yeah.
If you're forced to set up the payment.
Yeah, one idea was to drive the whole process here from Shopify because they have app support, but their app support is kind of like I'm trying to understand all the different models. Right now, you do need to enter here and then collect your API keys, and then those API key data, you go to settings, integrations that we just added, and then you populate everything here.
Okay.
And yeah, you just enable it, and then you will see like orders will be.
Yeah.
Pavonix can maybe help because
yeah,
what's happening here is that essentially we are registering transactions on Shopify. So to illustrate what's going on is with like if we look at previous orders, like let's create a new order. Go buy. Now that everything is set up, we go add to cart, check, checkout. I go Rockstar Dev, fan mail. Please don't spam me too much. And address, Canada Street, Oakville, Cambodia, yeah, Ontario, and then zip code. Man, Canadian zip codes. You know about those?
What's that like? Is that like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
No, man. Like look
No.
L6H.
Oh, wow, okay.
There we go, man.
That looks like a license plate over here. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, like being a programmer, you learn about all these like weird stuff, the stuff that looks weird to you. Probably Canadians will now go, wow, that's not weird. Come on, man. But yeah, free pickup, continue payment. And now, yeah, Bitcoin with BTC Pay server, that's the only option. So we go complete. And our thank you page is now modified by our awesome script. So you just click pay with BTC Pay and you get this nice dialogue.
Cool.
Yeah, it turned out really well. Like thanks to DJ Seeds and Rui from OpenNode, he also sent me some code so I could look at it and draw inspiration. But essentially now that there is invoice, like here in orders, you should see this order. Let's see, refresh. It should be pending.
I mean, how does it work with Shopify? Do you have to pay them a fee for having an order on your site, or what? If you get all the money through BTC Pay, I mean, you're kind of bypassing them, right?
Yeah, but you still have that monthly subscription fee. And
okay.
Yeah, Shopify store is like it costs money every month, but this is essentially a gateway, and really, this is something I spoke with the Shopify person that's helping me out. Is like if it was external gateway, then that gateway would need to pay money like to Shopify, some kind of fee. But since like with BTC Pay server, like you're hosting your own gateway, right? So it's like you are taking money from people so directly without any third party. So there shouldn't really be any like extra fees, right? Like you're manually closing the
Cool.
payment, right? And not really manually now that this is implemented, but essentially now, yeah, it's like copy this. Go to our great wallet. Maybe I can zoom in a little bit for people on the screen. And I'm telling you, I'm loving the functionality of the wallet. Like we're like BTC Pay server, but it's like oh,
Yeah, I
so
mean, I've always loved the wallet. It's been changing so much as well in the past few, I don't know, 5, 6 versions. It's been like evolving like crazy.
yeah, especially like how you
Like
can.
like if you see that USD part over there, that the number there. So the amount in USD next to your field, now it's editable as well. That's like that's for the next release as well, for example.
Nice. So you can see which one is the real dollar. Yeah. Canadian $1.076 USD. But yeah, sign that transaction, broadcast it, and there we go.
Cool.
Thank you. And if you refresh the order now on Shopify, it's marked as paid. And if you go here, you can see that like payment has been captured. And yeah, because
Cool.
you captured $1, yeah, it's now paid. So
And you're sending
very
that all the
nice.
way from the BTC Pay site, right? So you're just sending an API request from BTC Pay when the invoice is paid,
Yeah, that's what
telling them
this
that
does.
to register the payment.
Yeah, it's registering
cool.
the payment, and this is what I love about our open source process. Like with so many people on having their eyes on the code, is like Nicolas is kind of right on this double spend. Like we should really only register the transaction on confirmed or right.
Yeah, complete or
Because
confirmed, basically.
yeah, because if we go jump into the code right now where this is all living, it's like service Shopify. I created this hosted service. Like it's invoice status see paid, so this one should be confirmed, right? And then the rest of the code.
No, don't. It needs to be both of them, because if you're on Lightning, it might skip the status completely.
So we need to do don't code on live webcast. Take time offline with to verify all flows. Yeah, because with Lightning it can just be paid. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, we're gonna review that one and then go in depth before we launch this to make sure people are not having problem when using the feature.
Yeah.
Yeah. For the people that want to join us in having fun and coding, improving their knowledge, or working on something fun after their regular work, where they're like Scrum sprinting, agile implementing without any control over direction where the system is going. Yeah, I would point everybody to this like documentation that our great guy Pavlonex, Britt, and the rest of the team are maintaining. And like this local development is great intro because it takes you like through everything that you need in order to set up your environment. And if you're like not a fan of reading, number one, you have our sexy French voice leading like how do you set up on Windows. You have me with like how to set up on Linux. And man, I'm loving this video so much because of our man Ravi. Like this is the best moment of the video. See, Ravi on tweet feed has a bunch of people from his dancing. Like, it's like some Earth Day. I don't know, man. It's quite nice. And then we also have video that's more focused on testing stuff. This is more to like non-developer, but you can really use this also as a developer to get up and running. Like Pavlonix must complete it because you look, this is Mac representation, man. Like every platform has has its own video. But yeah, do you have anything to add on like getting started with development, like something we can show people that are watching?
I mean, getting started, the easiest way to get started is to really just jump in. Maybe try one of these guides just to set up your local environment if you wanted to. Most of the code is C#, so you have to be kind of familiar with that kind of stuff. Or else, if you want to do some of the front end work, there's HTML, JavaScript, small stuff here and there. Like the latest PR from Mariadan is he's working on basically just JavaScript, just adding the keypad stuff. So I mean, there's always space for new stuff to go on to do, even if you don't know C# well. Yeah, I mean, on top of that, if you don't want to work directly inside our code base and you just want to build something using all the crazy stuff that we've built, we have a nice API coming along nicely. So just let us know if it fulfills any needs that you have and what else we can do to make it better for you. You can find the documentation on our API inside the docs as well. Maybe you can point them to it. Yeah, I think it's right at the end. Yeah, so this link actually shows you the current releases API. We're hoping to add more stuff with every version that we release until we have a full thing going.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, looking through the questions on YouTube comments, looking through them, like one thing is that Shopify can charge a % of each transaction, even if third party. Yeah, I definitely need to look into that one because what will Shopify do? Like ask you to send Bitcoin? Like that one is quite interesting case, and I need to talk with my contact at Shopify. But let's check with CK and Bitcoin Magazine guys if we should continue going or we should slowly wind it down.
Keep going. If you have more, if not, we can close it up when you're done.
Sure. Okay. Minode or Raspberry Blitz or whatever. We also have our own official supported method, right? Rockstar, maybe you can show them inside the docs here in the sidebar.
Is it
or that one? Yeah.
Or can you?
There's that one. That's the one from Lunano that they built themselves.
And the one that's like installing directly on your hardware. What is the link? You can copy paste me a link.
Can you check the install.btcpayserver.org? I don't know if that's the one you're referring to. Well, there's this one which is
this one, yeah, exactly. That's what I was like. Number one is if you want to just have Lunanode host everything for you, like this is amazing. Like there is also video on that, like BTC Pay server, Lunanode, and you can see the details. Like essentially,
Yeah.
if you go like BTC Pay server channel, like there are so many great videos, and we'll keep dropping them. But this is something that you've been working on, where you can like either install BTC Pay server on the remote machine, or you generate a bash script. Like you want me to take us like through this, or
Yeah, go for that. Go for that. It's easier.
yeah.
So whatever you want, I guess BTC Pay.local would be a logical one. Okay, yeah, that works too.
Yeah, and you can select if you want mainnet test, net test, you want pruning. Let's say like this. Add an altcoin. Yeah, nice. Remove. Continue. Icon is pretty great.
Whichever you want.
Let's go.
Then we have our own little app marketplace here looking thing. Basically, this is all the stuff that we support through our own official Docker system. We're always adding more. I think we're actually missing a few here at this point. I'm not exactly certain, but yeah, I mean, you can basically, if you're using the official installation method, you can actually deploy a whole e-commerce solution using just our installer. So you can deploy WooCommerce, BTC Pacer, or your LND node, your Bitcoin node, basically everything in one go, and set it up quite easily on just one server, and start selling. You don't need much. It comes with your own Tor services integrated, and everything is completely free. You don't need to pay for any services, obviously. I hope that goes without saying, but anyway. Tor relay just to help the Tor network a bit.
Show me the advanced settings. Oh yeah, so we can add more fragments and everything else. Nice.
Yeah, and you can also customize it beyond what we support. So you can add, new services. If you have a fork of BTC Pay with your own custom features baked into the code base, you can just use it here directly, and it's all good to go.
Yeah, because especially for DevOps crew, like this repository, like BTC Pay server -docker, has all that information, which is like all the environment variables and stuff you can do, especially with more fragments. And if you want to
so the installer is basically a wrapper on top of this. So like all of this is just hidden behind that UI.
Yeah, but pretty nice, man. Like, and then you continue, and this is all that you need to like just run.
Yeah, pretty much.
On your own, like Raspberry Pi or whatever you're having. Nice.
Yeah, even a server, if you wanted to run it on a VPS that's not Luna node, you can just copy paste this. So.
Yeah, essentially any provider. Nice. So I'm looking forward to seeing people use this, man.
Yeah. Nick is asking if we'll ever come out with a mobile app.
Well, after Greenfield,
I don't know.
right?
Yeah, exactly. So one thing I wanted to do with Greenfield, just to make sure that we cover everything, is I wanted to rebuild the entire UI from scratch using just the API, none of the cheating that we could do by just hooking into the code base directly. And obviously, when I'm doing that, I would probably make it cross-platform and work on mobile as well. So Android, iOS, whatever else. Is Windows Phone still a thing? I don't think it is, right?
Not anymore, man. Billy G is now not into Windows Mobile. It's like what? Vaccines, organizing the world stuff. We will see, man.
Nice.
But yeah, it's pretty much all for this webcast. Yeah, we'll let the Bitcoin Magazine guys wrap it up. And yeah, if anybody has any more questions, twitter.com